Senator Schumer, I want to pick your brain on presidential politics for a bit, and because you're my guest right now, I want you to be the one that chooses. Should we start with the Democrats or do we start with the Republicans?
Either way is okay.
All right, let's start with
a general comment on both.
Let's start with the Republicans. Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina as a ticket. What will that be like for the Democrats to run against in a general election if it were to happen?
Well, look, I think the party candidate that will win is the one who convinces the middle class that that he or she can do the most for them. Look, let's face it, in upstate New York and around America, it's harder to stay in the middle class, it's harder to get to the middle class. I don't believe that Mr. Cruz and Ms. Fiorina will convince middle class people they want to help them. Their basic platform, cutting taxes on the very wealthy people, cutting Medicare, cutting Social Security, doing things like that, is not going to appeal to average middle class people. So I'm not so sure they'd be a very strong ticket.
Let's talk about Donald Trump before we get to the Democrats. We saw him give a speech on foreign policy today, and I'd imagine that I could give you an hour and you could take it and in your own way tear into it and let me know what you think on that. I'm going to guess that you disagree with Mr. Trump on almost every foreign policy decision he says he would make as president, but I'm wondering about something a little more personal. Given the fact that you are both New Yorkers, I consider you both big-name New Yorkers. Did you know Mr. Trump personally or professionally prior to his getting into the race for president?
I knew Donald Trump personally, professionally before he got into the race. He was a big developer into New York, and occasionally our paths would cross. I found him to be the same individual he is now. He says what he thinks. He's very confident in himself, you know, I think that as president, you need more than that. You need more than just saying, leave it to me, I'll solve this problem, I'm strong, I'm great. You need to have specifics. Average middle class people have been promised so much by so many people that they want to see the specifics. What are you going to do to make college more affordable? What are you going to do to stop jobs from being shipped overseas? And I think Hillary Clinton, frankly, has a much more detailed platform, has much greater experience, and at the end of this long campaign, people are going to end up saying, she has got the ability to actually make my life a little better, make the plight of the middle class a little better.
You've pivoted to the Democrats, so we will as well. I'm wondering, in your mind, is it time for Senator Bernie Sanders to leave the race for the Democratic nomination, particularly after Secretary Clinton's victories last night?
Well, Senator Clinton had some very handsome victories last night, and but I'm not going to tell Bernie Sanders what to do. I know him for a long time. He's a passionate man with strong beliefs on certain ideas like trade. He has moved the whole country in his direction, and I'm glad for that. I think this idea of shipping jobs overseas and allowing companies to just move overseas and giving them tax breaks for it makes no sense whatsoever. But I would say this about Bernie. I think Hillary will be the nominee, but I think Bernie is ultimately a very constructive person, and he will pursue a path. I can't tell you what it is. I don't consult him day to day because I'm a Hillary supporter, but the path he'll choose will be constructive. He will not try to tear things down. There was harder to elect a Democrat.
There was a belief after Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama ran against each other in that contest that Hillary Clinton being in it made then Senator Barack Obama a better candidate in the general election, and I'm assuming some people believe that made him a better president. Can you point to ways that Bernie Sanders is right now making Hillary Clinton better?
Well, I wouldn't comment on if he's making Hillary Clinton better. He's improved the overall campaign by his focus on the middle class, on helping average folks. A lot of things Bernie stands for, I believe in, a large infrastructure program, no cuts to Medicare and Social Security, making college much more affordable for kids. And those kinds of things have gone center stage now in the campaign. I think that's good, not just for Bernie Sanders, but for Hillary Clinton and for the Democrats, because those are things that middle class people care about.